So, you know, you can tell that TJ just played some Doom, and guess whose job it is to clean up after him? Yeah, this is all your fault, TJ. I hope you know.
So you were telling
Yep.
me about this game, and you told me to not look at anything about it, and I'm coming into this completely
Yeah.
blind. I've never
Oh,
gotten a
here, look
good
at
look at
this.
this before.
This is all your fault. You know that? I mean,
Oh my god.
so the object of this game is you see all this crap? I gotta clean all this crap up. That's my job. I am the janitor, and I have to get rid of all these body parts and slugs and all that stuff, and just wop it all up. Just my mop here, and let's see if I can find it. It should be in here somewhere. Oh boy, oh, look at all this crap. And you know, this is what I have to do, just because you ran in here as the Doom Marine guy and blasted everything up. Okay, so first things first is this. And there's this. Okay. So, basically, this is the game. I take out my mop, and I start wiping all the blood up, and you see all these gunks? They actually cause a mess, so I have to do this. I have to pick them up and put them in the bucket. And after that, I have to just put it in the incinerator.
Oh my.
So yeah, this is a game that does a lot of storytelling without actually having a story in it. Just pick it up, and then just to show you what else I have to get in there. As you can see, this game is also physics-based. So I just pick this up, and then...
Oh!
That usually does not happen.
And...
Tell you the truth, actually. Okay. So there should be a incinerator nearby. I think I passed by it. Oh, there it is. And this garbage, I just do this, open up, and I put it all in there. Don't worry about the bucket. I have an infinite number of it, so I just close it. Blank. So yeah, I have to clean all this up. This game came out in 2015, and there's been a lot of new stuff added to it. Now you'll notice that when I'm cleaning, look what happens to my mop, and now I'm making a mess, so I have to go over here to the bucket and just clean it up before I can continue.
Oh, your mop actually gets dirty, and you actually have to clean
There's another thing too. Look at the floor here. I create footprints of blood, and I have to clean that up, so I have to be careful. So I just go here and
giving me agita.
Oh, that's the wrong machine. Here we are. There we go. Here. This is, and the funny thing is that you would think that this is like a Source game, but it's not. It's actually an Unreal Engine game. But it feels like a Source game, doesn't it? Because for one thing, you're doing the Gorman Freeman thing of levitating things with your hands and putting it in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you might notice, not only do I have to clean up all the guts, but the people who work here are very sloppy. You saw I had to pick up some Chinese takeout counters, and and this is someone's ID. Sorry, Muriel, whoever you were. I'm picking up Muriel right now.
I wonder...
That's your spleen.
This looks like a game that has to have been in VR at some point.
No. And, you know, you're right. This would make a great VR game. Get in there. Ta-da. Now I can clean up my own footprints. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, you see, these employees, you know, not only have to pick up their guts, but I have to pick up their chips and toss it out too. Yeah, this must be a British station. And like I said, this is what happens after TJ's run through with his shotgun. Just destroying all these aliens who... Oh. Someone's soda can. Or is it a beer can? Is that beer? Yes, it's beer. Maybe it's the employees who didn't... maybe that was TJ who was through here with his... shooting aliens and drinking beer at the same time. I could just see it. I could always take this brush, but the broom, but I've never found the broom to be very helpful. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, I have to pick up each and every one of those bullet casings.
Oh my god.
But first things first, beer and tater chips. Actually, no, it might be a good idea for me. I don't want to. Maybe it might be a good idea for me to just pick up this entire thing and bring it over here. Yep. And let's see. Let's see if we have any human body parts around here. Nope. Because you will find whole people sometimes. Oh, nope. What is that? No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Man. No, I've never seen this before. This is hilarious.
Well, someone's arm
It's
here.
also incredibly, like...
Who knows who it was?
It's also incredibly meticulous looking.
I just pick this up and just toss it in the thing. So, this is the... Whoa! Jesus Christ. Yep. So... Oh, wait. So I'm going to go to a different level here. Yes. Actually, let me show you my staff room. Okay, so this is my staff room. As you can see, I'm not exactly the cleanest person either. Oh, it's locked. Never mind. What are these things? What is that? Is it a hat? Oh well.
Kinda looks that way. Boombox.
Anyway.
As one has in their
Jesus
Space
Christ.
Jam.
Speaking of having to clean up your office. Okay, so. I'm going to start a different assignment. Which is... By the way, there's one called... where is it? Gravity Drive? That's actually Event Horizon. You're cleaning up after the events of Event Horizon. Okay. So this one has a slightly different story.
Oh, man.
But, okay, guy. You know, I gotta take you... for the larger people, you just toss them right in. Get in there.
Yeah,
and
the aforementioned
this guy's half the man he
full-bodied.
used to be. Hey! Hey! Get back in there. Huh? Oh, I didn't let go. There we go. To make sure you have to make sure it doesn't do that. So this is kind of different. Now the newer ones actually have a little more story to them, because you'll pick up stuff like, let's see. Oh, he's not helping. Oh well. So, excuse me. You can also have music while you're doing this too, but I'm not going to bother. Ah, here we are. No, that's crisps. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. Yeah, so I have to clean this up. Take out the old broom and brush, and it's better to start from here because this is where the incinerator is, and this is where the bucket is, and this is where the... So just clean up the plant matter on the wall.
That looks like it could be a number of things
besides
plant matter.
You'll read in some of the things that people are talking about, walking plants that are walking around. There we are. Wait, you know, I gotta get a bucket for these guys. I also have to be careful about where I step, because I don't want to make too much work for myself. Oh, here it is. A lot of this is physics-based, and a lot of this is one of those... This is kind of been popular the past few years. What's it called? The tedious job sim. Like being a farmer. Oh, I saw a notepad there. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. Just stay in there. Let's see. Our research has been going well. I now believe we can successfully isolate the plant life from the soil, and they will naturally walk until they find some on their own. It is my hope that we will be able to market sentient planets as user-friendly alternative to traditional potting. With our plants, people won't need to care for them, as the plants will care for themselves. We may even be able to market these little fellas as family companions. The Braxius botanicus mutalis, for example, is particularly frisky and is sociable. Yep, we saw how sociable they are.
Looks like this went quite well.
Okay, the problem with the larger pieces is that I really should just not even bother with the thing, just toss them in wholeheartedly. Yeah, whoever you were. Well, actually, I do find out who they are because they all have dog tags. See my footsteps here. But at this moment, I don't care about stepping around in blood. Oh, it's just an arm. I should have put that in the box. Oh well. Yeah, so cleaning up after plant rampage.
So you mentioned that there are like quite a few different themes to the.
Yeah, I mean there's some special ones. I mean, one of them is actually a crossover with Shadow Warrior. For those who don't know, Shadow Warrior originally was a build game, but then it became they made a remake with Lo Wang, and he's a guy who chops up people with his sword. So you can reasonably expect to see what's on that one. And then they have one in which Santa goes amok, and you have dead elves all over the place in a Christmas setting. Where did I put? No. From what I thought it was one of those. Hey, get in there. I just don't like the Helen Keller way you pat if it. Okay, there we go. That's a whole bot. Oh, nope. I guess not. Ah, fuck it. Just sweep it up.
Does this game have mod support?
Yeah, of course, it's Steam. So, obviously it has mod support.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure people have come up with a lot of variations on this theme.
I was going to say, because this seems like the kind of thing that people would, like, totally build their own scenarios for.
Definitely. As a matter of fact, I think there's an option in the menu to go into DLC. What? Oh. See, and if any of the body parts fall, they create splatters of their own. Oh, that was perfect. Okay. So I just take this guy's trachea and put it in here.
Blech.
A lot of sinewy things. I don't even know what part of the body they come from. So Dr. Baumgartner. Okay. So he was the one who wrote that note. I guess he got a definitive answer about how friendly these things would be. Notice you're not allowed to leave.
Should have stuck to pitching for the San
And
Francisco
worse, look at this. I mean, yeah, I don't mind the body parts, but people leaving their Chinese food around the place, it's just too much, you know? And it counts towards having to clear out this place. So, yeah. I just take all of this, and I saw that. Sorry, Dr. Baumgartner, but it was your time. I'm stepping in all sorts of things there. There's someone else's ID, and I'm also making a mess. Muriel Proudfeet.
Yeah, so at a certain point, once your map gets dirty enough, it'll just start spreading more.
Yeah, I mean, the entire point is that you have to avoid that. Nope, it was this way. Let's see, where the hell was it? Oh, here it is. I was wondering where that was. Oh, the other thing is that your water gets dirty. Eventually, you can't use it. It's too dirty. You have to throw it away and get a new one. Because you'll notice that the water in the bucket is getting redder and redder and redder until it's no longer useful to cleaning off your. Yep, I think it's. Oh no, it still has some. But at some point, it's no longer useful. You really do when you really. You know what? Screw this. This is how we deal with recycling. Oh, no, 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 no! You see, sometimes it mistakes me picking up the friggin' thing for pressing the button to open it, which is annoying. Okay. Now it'll get clean. There we go. What did I... Oh, I hit a barrel. And you have to be careful because if there's any body parts here, they'll just continue to splatter. I also have to look around those things too, because guess what? Sometimes there's trash or organs or hidden amongst it. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly... No? Ah, I think it's over here.
It's really kind of rewards you for not only being meticulous, but also like switching under things.
Oh, it's not here. Okay. There's a plant monster head around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I think it's here. Get out of here. Move. Move. Nope. Okay. But there, yeah. You have to make sure everything is clean. And there's an option not to have this. This detects dirt and crime. Oh, it's in here. No, it's not in here. Anyway, you'll know you're done when this is no longer doing that. But there is an option to not have it. See, and you can punch out if you want at any time. Which I am not going to do because I haven't finished my work. And as you can see, you know, there is something rewarding about having a nice, nice, clean... You have to wonder how often this happens, by the way. And I left... First I'm going to leave this open. Put this in there. Oh, there's still water in there. Oh, no, there's not. Never mind. And then, you know what? I have to use the Razormatic and I have to go up there and clean everything as well. So now that I have to worry about stuff up here, I have to worry stuff up there. And by the way, the places that look like there's nothing there, yeah, workers have snuck up there and drank beer and had chips too.
Rude.
Yeah, you know how... Because it isn't just the human remains and body parts that I have to clean up. I have to clean up this crap too. Let's see, what brand beer do they drink?
Can't leave a job
it's cola.
Done.
Fat cola. How is that possible? Oh well.
That just sounds like a bad
primary
time.
objective, to contain the botanical outbreak and find Dr. Baumgartner's research notes. Secondary objective, shoot the place up real good. We've been hired by a wealthy client to secure his investment in a certain project being conducted here at this research facility. Okay. Well, guess what? I don't care. You just know there's something back here. Oh well. Oh, this water's not looking good. Okay. Yes, the Chinese food. It's nice to know a couple 100 years in the future we'll still be enjoying Chinese food. Or at least Chinese takeout.
Of course.
Using the same boxes. Oops.
I don't want to live in a future where egg rolls and dumplings are a thing.
Oh, damn it. You see, this is what I'm talking about. That water cannot be used to clean my mop anymore. So, in it goes.
Don't trip on your way there.
You know, you have to be... Well, I'll leave the surprise for when it happens, but... yeah, so nothing ever happens. It's not like you have to be worried about aliens or plant monsters attacking you. No, this is after everything's all over. They call you and say, you know what, we had a bit of an incident. We need you to come and help us out. What do you need help with? Well, we have a lot of blood and guts and human bodies around, and we need the place to look nice and for inspection. Can do. So yeah, this is probably my normal job. Oops, do I have a... Yes, I do. I do have a normal... I have to take this and bring it over there. And then the only problem I have with is you have to pick up each bullet one by one.
You need a space vacuum for this kind of thing.
I guess they just think it's an easy job and say, no, 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 no. You can't put them all in one hand. You got to pick them up one by one. Fortunately, they're spent casing, so when I put it in there, they're not going to explode. They're just empty bullet shells. Yep. Speaking of empty fallen soldiers, in you go. So. I wonder what... you know what? I need Gordon Freeman's gravity gun. Get in there.
Yeah, I can think of a whole bunch of different tools, both sci-fi and just normal, that would make this probably a bit easier.
There is a gun here, and it fires, but all it does is make the walls dirtier. So it's not useful to me. I'll show you where it is. I saw it while walking by. I hear it. No. Where are you? Or maybe it's not here. Look at this. Man, working in this place is really weird. Each day a different camera goes down because some good-for-nothing fungus eats through the wires. When it's not fungus, it's walking plants with teeth. I'm not even sure I know what I'm guarding. It's not like I'm allowed to put these plants out to seed, if you catch my drift. Management, as well as the scientists, keep asking me to leave these freaky things alone. They've already got all the security they could ever need, if you ask me. And it's written by Barney Colham. I wonder who that's a parody of. Like I said, I'm not too worried about the bloody footsteps that I'm leaving just yet. Plop.
The reason why I asked about mods is this whole scenario makes me think of the Fallout New Vegas vault that had plant monsters because they were trying to create a sustainable food. And I just think there's got to be a mod of like a Fallout vault that you have to clean up.
I'm pretty sure someone's done it. I'd have to look. I mean, there's no end to mods that you can make for this. Did I pick that up? Thank you. This must be someone's septum. No, no, there it is. I knew there was one bullet left. And more cartons of someone's Big Foo Young there. Fortunately, I'm wearing gloves, so I don't have to worry about contamination, which is why I'm doing everything by hand. Oh, another message. Every day it's the same. More teeth, more teeth. I don't get this assignment just so I could make mutant alien plant species. I hope to make a new exotic forms of recreational bonsai. Okay. Maybe I can get my old job back. Working with radioactive Brussels sprouts was safer than this shit. Oh well.
It doesn't look like he quite got there.
His last message to the world is now incinerated. Bye bye. There's someone's. I just put this in here. Apparently, and I know there's someone's ID here. Herbert Fig. Kind of an ironic name when fighting plant monsters. Oh
Do you want to talk
god, here
about
we
some
go
news
again.
a little
Yep.
bit?
Look at this. The other thing is that I have really shoddy equipment, and sometimes it'll just spit out body parts. Look at this. And sometimes the body parts will stick to it and won't let go. Which means I have to throw this out. Because there's no way it's going to... I've tried, it doesn't come undone. So...
Dang.
Yeah, everything breaks down in here. And it just makes me have to do more work. Yep.
Looks like it.
Hello, Jeffrey. Who was this? Let's see who this was. No? There we are. I can't pronounce his name. Get in there. And him, I'm gonna have to take his entire body.
That's crazy name.
I must be really strong, actually, now that I think about it. Because I'm just taking... Must be huge, actually. This guy's a midget. So as I do this tedious work, let's talk about the Epic Store.
Yeah, so it's looking enough. It looks like the whole Handsome collection is going to be free on the Epic Game Store for a while.
You know, I'm glad for people who like Borderlands. I don't. Where is...
Borderlands 2 is worthwhile.
If you say so.
I do. Borderlands 1 is meh. Borderlands pre-sequel is kind of like jumping the shark.
How so?
The gravity gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, I did the demo on the moon, and I thought it wasn't really compelling.
Yeah, because, like, it's definitely, like, the whole game is a gimmick. But, like, I don't know if you should build an entire game out of that one gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, when I jump, I like to feel like there's some gravity. Ah, fuck. Okay, I'll change that in a second.
But, I mean, like, it's... Epic has been moving on a lot of different good stuff lately, I would say. I mean, it's a lot of old stuff, so it's like the kind of stuff that people that were interested probably...
Oh, no, okay.
Uh-oh.
No, I wanted to make sure I was recording. So here's the thing. I realized that I might actually get higher quality recording if... Oh, look, my footsteps. See, this is what I'm talking about. I realized I would get higher quality recordings if I actually... No, I need a water bucket. If I actually record it to the solid state drive instead of the slave drive, so... I'm hoping that this gives me even higher quality. And not again!
Whoops.
You know, it shouldn't allow me to press the button if there's already a... But, you know, that's the entire point, by the way. But that's the entire point of physics-based games. A lot of them is just dealing with the physics and... You know, the mistakes are a part of it, you know. Sort of like QWOP. It's an empty bucket. It has no use to me, so it gets burned up. Hey, you know, when you can materialize buckets out of thin air, then you'd probably do it too.
Yeah.
At least these things don't splatter around blood when you hit them. Yeah, I see my footprints. And what's really impressive is that this is set to infinite footprints. Meaning if I was to run into the blood, I could just make footprints all over the place. Which is fine. You know, that's basically... the technology has made it so that decals allow for that.
Yeah.
Clean around here, too. Although I suspect this part gets a lot dirtier. Ah. There was another game that was with it called Sludge Life, and I watched the trailer, and I still don't know what the fuck it's all about. It is a mind trip that I know it has something to do with making graffiti. See, the reason why the blood splatters is because of this thing. Body parts will make blood splatters if you try and wash over them. But I have no idea what the fuck Sludge Life is supposed to be. It's a graffiti thing, but it was a mind fuck too. I think it was supposed to make you feel like you were on marijuana the entire time, because it has that entire trippiness. Did you watch the trailer for Sludge Life?
I didn't. I saw screenshots of it, and, like, it didn't really look like anything I was interested in at first glance.
It's just very weird. It is just extremely weird. But it's free.
I'll tell you what, though. For once, somebody did it better than, like, it feels like we've been talking about Epic Game Store a lot lately. But finally, for 1 week, I feel like somebody did it better than Epic Game Store, and that's definitely GOG.
Oh, how so?
Their summer they just launched their summer sale,
Uh-huh.
and they've got a lot of good stuff in there. Disco Elysium, Divinity Original Sin 2. There's a lot of good games in there that are on sale for a good discount. I think Prey, Arcane Studios Prey, is like $8 on there right now.
I tried to like Prey. I really did. But the problem is that it is keycard central.
And there's people that do like it, and $8 is very, very little to pay for it.
I already played it when it was called System Shock, and that allowed you to skip things. Oh, nope.
Yes, well, speaking of which, there was also a whole bunch of demos that were on GOG Summer Sale, and some of them went to Steam, but like some of them were exclusive to GOG Summer Sale for a bit.
The System
including
Shock, yeah.
System an actual new demo for System Shock.
And yeah, I'm a backer, so here's the thing: I am not going to play any of the demos. I don't believe in early access, especially in a story-based game, because when you do early access, you know, basically, if it's not a game like Old World, which is basically a strategy game that's going to be changed every single time you play it, you know, or Massive Run, I don't want to play it because I'm ruining the single-player experience, and I'd rather experience everything for the first time. Basically, I don't want to self-spoil.
Right.
So I'm glad it's out there, but I'm a backer, and I'll be getting it when it's ready, when it's done.
Give that guy a hand.
Give him an entire arm. That's what I did. Give this guy some stitches, and he'll be all right.
But we had a chance to talk to Night Dive Studios this last week.
What am I picking up? No. Drop it.
And there were some fun things in there. Like they talked about like one of their number one priorities before they even like got started planning.
Look, he's just shaking his head in disappointment. Look at this. No. You know what? I don't want to hear your argument about it. So in here you go. This is what I do to people who disagree with me. That's why I'm a lonely janitor who's only allowed to be in here when I'm alone. Ugh. There's some gutsy things in there, which I have to also get a new bucket. Or a new, waste bucket. Oh, fuck's sake. I swear, you know, I don't know how they got in here. Either it was from a previous job or what. They just do it to piss you off, actually. But getting back to System Shock, you know, I never got to play the original because I have the original, and it was done on a Mac, and it was done without using a mouse, and it was done with the weirdest control. This is before controls in first-person games are standardized, so it was nearly unplayable, even with the mouse patch in, because they didn't know what to do with a friggin' mouse. So yeah, I'm looking forward to System Shock because I want to play the game before, you know, System Shock 2.
So one of the things that when we talked to Night Dive, they brought up was they didn't even begin the game without first getting a hold of Terry Brosius, Showdown's voice. To which that was priority number one for them. Like even before fans were asking for them.
Here's the Terry Brosius was a developer. She only did Gladys because she was in the room. Yeah, I'm just saying, but she's not a voiceover artist, or at least she wasn't when she did Showdown. She was just one of the developers that, hey, can you record this voice? Thanks.
Yeah, well, like that was a thing for them though. Like that was priority number one. They pretty much said this game can't happen if we don't
Yeah, it's sort
have
of like be like doing.
Terry
It would be
as
sort of like
Shota.
doing Portal without Ellen Page.
Hmm. The other thing is that like you mentioned, the game was first launched like on Mac. It was like it was on floppy disks. It didn't have like a lot of the audio and music that it did that it would people would come to know it for. And moreover, the game launched, and I didn't even realize this within 2 weeks
Yep.
of Doom 2.
People don't seem to understand that. Yeah, it was released at just at the dawn of shooters. And it was basically, well, the PC has Doom, the Mac is gonna have this, and Marathon.
Yeah, and so that was one thing they brought up was that Night Dive felt it was like an obligation to sort of bring this back in a presentable way as they were playing on as they were working on the enhanced edition because it was a game that like just completely overshadowed by Doom 2 and
For fuck's sake, I'm still.
Night Dive's CEO Stephen Kick basically put it as the game was cut off at the knees on launch because of the proximity to something that was basically going to be iconic.
Well, fortunately, System Shock 2 was very standalone, so it wasn't a case of, what happened. Well, Shodan tells you everything at the very beginning of System Shock 2.
Mm-hmm. But it's cool. It's cool to see that Night Dive is like basically pouring their hearts and souls into bringing this out for a lot of people that have like no idea what it is.
Night Dive puts their heart and soul into everything because, weren't they responsible for doing the Age of Empires 2 remaster? I know.
I think so.
Wow. That blood must really be.
This is the first game that they have built from the ground up, though.
I better take this and bring it closer. And like I said, one of the parts of this game is, hey, look how clean this is now. Except for my footprints. Okay, look how clean it is now. I'm probably gonna toss some of those those radioactive barrels in there too. I don't know if do they count as trash? No. Oh man. Maybe. I'll just toss them in the trash. I mean, tossing radioactive sludge into a fire couldn't hurt, could it? Well, I don't give a fuck. Once I'm done with this job, I'd leave. Ugh. Yeah. So, one of the late-breaking news items that happened just earlier today, which I am ecstatic about, is that Microsoft has said, you know what? We're going to start doing backwards compatible again. Which makes me really happy because, see, they had stopped doing it not because they couldn't, but because they were focusing on the Xbox Series X. And it looks like now that they've basically got the hardware down, it seems like, now they're able to focus on, getting more backwards compatible. So there's a lot of games out there which I hope get to... the majority of games which I really want backwards compatible happen to be sports games. And unfortunately... Neither Electronic Arts or 2K are all that interested in bringing out the old sports games. Because they've made their current sports games basically... can I grab it? Nope. They've made them basically live, games of service. And they want you to... And no one's going to pay extra for old games, DLC and stuff. There's no Madden... There's no virtual currency. There's no any other stuff that you find now in sports games, like Ultimate Teams and stuff like that. Nope, those games are just you play and that's it. The biggest complaint you might have had is that you have to play the same game when you updated rosters each year. So, yeah. What now? Are you going to own an Xbox Series X or an Xbox One?
I don't think I'm gonna go after an Xbox One. I'm still like watching. I'm not locked into PS5 or Xbox Series X until I see basically final
Yeah.
details.
I mean, I'm probably going to do the Xbox Series X
Which
simply because I own an Xbox One. And one of the great things is, of course, A, smart delivery, and B, everything you can play on the Xbox One right now, you can play on the Xbox Series X. So there's no worry about having to build a new library, or even having to keep your Xbox One around, because everything on that system is going to work on the new system. And in this day and age, you don't have to worry about save files, even. Splat, 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 splat. So, but yeah. The one thing I saw in comments at Eurogamer, which I actually agree with, is that there's a lot of Xbox Live indie games that could get backwards compatible. Like, I don't know if you've heard of the game called I Made a Game with Zombies in It.
Mm-hmm.
It's by James Silva, who
Yeah.
Ska Studios, and he's most famous these days for being the one who made Salt and Sanctuary, and also the Vampire Dishwasher. No, was it called the Vampire Dishwasher? Yeah.
Yes.
And he's famous for that too. So, but I'd like to see these tiny dollar games that were on Xbox Indie. Fortress Craft and I Made a Game with Zombies in It, that sort of stuff. There's not much to I Made a Game with Zombies in It. It's basically a 13-minute timed Robotron 2084 type game with zombies. But the song is so great that I think the game is a vehicle for the song instead of vice versa. So just do a Google search for I Made a Game with Zombies in It, and you'll hear the entire song. It's a really good song too. Basically saying, the song lyrics go, I made a game with zombies in it for you to play, and it only cost $1. And James Silva is actually the one who's singing and playing the electric guitar. Splat. So there's another demo that just came out for Destroy All Humans.
Yes. THQ Nordic came out with a couple good ones, and one of them is Destroy All Humans, which is like a game just looks like a good time. I've never played it. I never played the original. I never played any sequels, and like it looks like very Earth Defense Force like level of just screw it, go do
you ever
go do your thing.
See the movie Mars Attacks? Then you've seen Destroy All Humans. It's basically what it is. You play a gray alien, and your job is to destroy all humans. If I remember correctly, you have to anally probe them too. It's just one big satire. And your alien is constantly wearing a scowl.
Yes, he just looks super pissed off all the time.
Well, at this point, I'm really pissed off at humans myself, so I understand his rage.
Hey, but you got this place nice and cleaned up.
No, I'm talking about in real life.
Ah.
At this point, humanity deserves it.
Mm.
Oh, look at these scorch marks.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened here. All the plant matter. But I mean, jeez, if you're gonna, I guess they were all on lunch break, when the attack happened, because I don't know why they just don't put the cartons are empty though, so they finished. You know what? I think the plants are really angry they were littering. That's what made them snap. I don't blame the plants either, because now I have to clean up their mess. So, yeah, speaking of bummers, there's another thing that was announced today, and we were talking about backwards compatibility. EA announced that they have a deal with the NFL, and they're going to continue their monopoly of NFL games. And the press release made it sound like a good thing.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that there was chatter about maybe 2K finally getting a shot at doing another NFL game.
2K announced like 3 or 4 weeks ago that they're going to be making NFL licensed games, but
yes,
the asterisk is they're not going to be simulations. And EA was quick to announce they're not going to make any simulations. Here's the thing I'm wondering: Did the NFL make that announcement with 2K to scare EA into giving them a better deal? It's like they just shot a warning off at Electronic Arts and say, you have so much money, we're just going to tell 2K, hey, you want to have NFL games? I mean...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ultimately, like, who knows what 2K... I remember them saying it was going to be sports experiences, like, who knows what that's going to be.
You don't know jack about the NFL. Oh, fuck.
What a waste. What a waste of 2K. I mean...
Although...
At the very least, even if 2K games would suck, the fact that there will be zero competition for Madden means that EA has full reign to just be as lazy as they always are with these games.
Here's the thing: even though NBA 2K is fucked up shit, with their virtual currency distorting the entire game and all that stuff, the gameplay itself is pretty solid. The players do what you expect them to do. They do it realistically. And I did it again. I tried to pick it up, and it did it again. So it's gonna keep doing this all day, isn't it? Thank you. And the bucket was highlighted too. It wasn't like I wasn't paying attention. This is my fault here. I spilt the water full of bloody water. Bucket full of bloody water. But the problem is that, you can't be guaranteed that an NFL 2K would be any better or... Oh, come on!
Oh, boy.
Jeez Louise. How does this happen?
Yeah, you're right. You can't get... Oh, boy. That is a mess.
I know it creates matter, but why does it create body parts? They just do it I think the company does it just to make you feel like shit. No, seriously, there's no other reason for that to happen. What was I going to pick up? Where was I going to pick it up? Oh, here.
You might as well pick up those body parts.
No, that's what I was looking for body parts to put in there. Or crash.
You're right. There is no guarantee that 2K would have made a good NFL game. But I'll tell you what, even if they didn't, having the competition out there forces Madden to have to, make sure that they're on their game.
It isn't even just that there's bad gameplay, it's that there's so few features. I mean, if you go to something like Madden NFL 05 from 15 years ago, there were so many features. Now, nothing. And I can't say 2K...
Yeah. Their latest feature was, DJ Khalid mode. They added DJ Khalid. And they put more effort into getting Khalid's model right than they put into getting actual players right.
And, you had the Tony Bruno show, in which they would be... This is the punishment for missing the bucket. Yeah, but the other thing is that I can't say that 2K isn't guilty of that either. I mean, the purely single-player modes in NFL and NBA 2K20 are just trash. Like
Yeah.
the My GM mode, I think it is, just is so bare bones and pitifully bad. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't give a shit about the license. I really don't. As a matter of fact, someone should just create a PC version of the game, put it on Steam, with generic players and generic teams. You can bet within 2 seconds someone will make real players and real teams and mod the fuck out of it. And there's nothing that the NFL or the NBA or anybody else could do because it's just a user creator, using the tools of the game to recreate it. You can't blame them any more than you can, if they did a sketch in their notepad, and they'll share it. And then what are they going to do? Say no? They can't.
Yeah.
And
either way, it's a bummer that that EA pretty much gets away with just having exclusive reigns over that license and has no competition to go with it.
I mean, I haven't played
'Cause
NHL, but I see the negative reviews on the pages as well for that. It's just one of the things is I'm glad that it got review bombed. NBA 2K1. I mean, I normally don't care, but I can't say that and not be hypocrite because I gave it a 1-star review myself, and it wasn't because I wanted a review bomb it. It was just my honest opinion. And I gave all the reasons, too. It wasn't like I said, oh, what's it called? Microtransactions suck. No, I just did everything else. So, anyways, so move on to the next item. Let's talk about Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight is getting Silent Hill characters. Silent Hill's 3's Heather Mason and Pyramid Head as a killer.
The entire point of Pyramid Head, though, was he was a physical manifestation of James Sunderland's horniness, which is why he stabbed up sexy nurses, because it was male rage. So, but he's not being called Pyramid Head. He's being called something else. It's not exactly Pyramid Head. It's just a character who is Pyramid Head, but not called Pyramid Head.
That's too confusing. Everybody's gonna call.
I mean, but here's the thing: they call. Well, I think I know the reason they're doing that. It has nothing to do with licensing because they got the permission to use it, because they're using the character, the female character from it too, and they're calling her by her name. I think it's because of what I just said: is that the real Pyramid Head is a physical manifestation of James's violence towards women, and sexual frustration towards women.
Right.
See? Even the water buckets. Even the water buckets. And here's a...
Oof.
Why didn't...
Wow.
Here it is again. I can tell you right now...
The whole thing is fighting you.
I am not pressing that button. See? It's highlighted. It should only grab the bucket. That's the only complaint about this game is that the detection is shit. So the question is, do I really want to... No, I'm not going to put... Oh, well, now I made it easier just by... Wow, this guy's organs are just being held by a... And more body parts.
Oh my gosh. It's a never-ending quest.
To find a machine that works? Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point,
This changes things, though. So, in the matter of Silent Hill, it's when they talked about this, they said an iconic horror franchise, and everybody's been thinking another film franchise because that's what they've been doing. They brought Nightmare on Elm Street, they brought Saw, they brought Stranger Things, and everybody was thinking, oh, it's going to be another film, and then they bust out Silent Hill characters. Now, if Dead by Daylight can continue to do that, like, there's a lot of things that are on the table there. Like, there are a lot of horror franchises that it would be interesting if they got to collaborate
Yes, and
on
I
Dead
already
by
know who
Daylight
you're
content.
thinking of, and it's a possibility of that. Nemesis would be a logical character. I mean, they'd have to get rid of his weaponry and just make it Nemesis himself. I think he's enough to. I think
Uh
Nemesis is
huh.
enough to. He doesn't need weaponry to fuck people up. Because he qualifies as big
There's
dude.
yeah, like there's Nemesis.
Although
There's
I think Mr. X might actually fit better with the theme.
hmm
Because he's there with his trench coat. Oh, there's too many body parts there. Yeah, I have to get another bucket for that. So,
there's Nemesis. There's like I mean, what's to say they couldn't do a collaboration with Until
that's
Dawn?
true.
Bring in the Wendigo, or like what is it? I had one on my mind, but it got away from me.
And here's the thing: they have to be humanoid, right? And they have to be, because I can't think of anybody from Half-Life who would qualify. So it's like stuff like Half-Life would be out because just to either have Combine soldiers, because all their enemies are basically robotic, and it's not really interesting. I mean, oh, this is going back to the film thing. But what if you had a Terminator? I mean, he's already appearing in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And what's funny is they had a nice little Dark Horse reunion with RoboCop.
Yes, and that is absolutely super. I've been playing Mortal Kombat Aftermath, and it's very fun. Like putting not just RoboCop, but like the original actor did the facial scans and voice.
Is Freddy a part of the new Mortal Kombat? I knew it was in 10. He's not
He was
in
in
this one.
10, yeah.
Too
Nope,
bad. I
not
mean,
this
can you
time.
imagine Freddy versus RoboCop or Freddy versus the Terminator? Or hell, have Freddy versus the Joker. Oh wait, that was last game, wasn't it?
So, you gotta make sure of this.
More body parts.
Ah, yeah. He was in the Mortal Kombat 9. I was thinking that they might have put him in Mortal Kombat 10 because Jason was in
What's
Mortal
funny,
Kombat 10, and Freddy vs.
what's
Jason
funny
would
is they
have been dope.
had Robert Englund doing the voice of Scarecrow in Injustice 2. So you had the voice of Freddy doing the voice of Fear, but it wasn't Freddy. It was a Scarecrow. That'd be interesting to see Freddy versus the DC universe.
hmm
So, also, there's a giveaway of Arx Fatalis going on, which is a 20-year-old game.
Yes.
That's back from when Deus Ex came out.
So that coincides with the fact that Arcane Studios is 20 years old now.
And it's funny, I didn't really make the connection of them. I knew that, I knew they were acquired by Bethesda, and they had that little teaser which turned out to be Dishonored. But I never really put together. More junk came out of it.
Yeah.
There we are. I never really put those two games together, Dishonored and Arx Fatalis. Yeah.
Arx Fatalis. Yeah, it's but if you look at them, like Arx Fatalis has kind of some open-ended gameplay as well.
I never got to play that. Like I said, I was too busy playing Doom. Not Doom. I mean Deus Ex.
Right.
When I hear Arx Fatalis, for some reason I always think of Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic. I don't know why. So yeah, it's free. It's freebie free.
Yep. Free for a very limited time, only until May 31st.
I notice there's a lot of free games coming out lately. And
yep, Epic Game Store, GOG, a lot of people are doing quite a few things this summer.
You have to wonder if what Microsoft, and I hate to keep coming back to Microsoft, but if what Microsoft is doing with Game Pass and what EA is doing with Game Pass, their own Game Pass. Oh, for fuck's sake. Look what I did. I knocked over the blood water. And I have to wonder if people are looking at the future and saying, you know what, we sell more games when we give away games for free. And, I mean, here's the thing, they're selling it on good old games, they're selling City Skylines for $1. That's not free, but it might as well be,
Yeah, and that is the base game.
Yeah, and that's the entire point. See, that's the base game, but all the good stuff is in DLC now. I'll bet you dollars to donuts, The Sims 4 will either be free or $1 soon.
Do you know what's a good part of that Humble Bundle? They have a ton of the DLC up for you pay like $10, you get a certain set of DLC, and then you pay $18, you get like a whole bunch more. And we're talking about
but most of them are music for their music station.
Oh no, it's like stuff. It's like actual stuff like natural disasters, which is pretty self-explanatory. Universities, green cities. They actually put a whole bunch of actual content packs in there, and we're talking about
bullet holes here.
There is so much City Skylines. There's so much City Skylines DLC. It costs like $150.
Well, that's why.
To get everything.
That's why Crusader Kings 2 is free on Steam always, because there's about a quadrillion DLC. That if you get it all together, it's going to be $150. See, in order to get up there, I need the thing, and I'll show you it before we sign up. So you have to go over here.
So being able to pay $1 and get the City Skylines game, and then be able to pay $18 and get $170 worth of DLC to go with it.
Jammed.
That's pretty good.
Oh, you wanted to talk about guns? Well, here's a gun. But all this does is do this, and it really is not helpful.
Oh my goodness.
But all it does is scorch the ground and have to clean up the scorching on the ground. It doesn't even burn the bodies either, You'd think it would be able to do what the incinerator over there does, but it doesn't. All it does is this.
That's a shame.
Maybe there's another use for it. But all it does is push things, like the broom. But the broom is a lot easier to use. See, all it does is that. I think it's sort of like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Oh, you also can't put it on your person. You have to drop it. See? All my equipment is crap. Look at this. Come on. Come on!
Yeah, that's tough to there in the future.
The company does it just to piss you off. They give you the worst equipment. I swear. Is it down? Yeah, it's down. So, yep. This is Viscera Detail Cleanup. Or Viscera Cleanup Detail. I got a third of this place clean, except for the footprints that I made going back and forth. But that's why I wish I could find that plant head. You see, I know it was here somewhere. I know there's garbage back there. So, yep. Like I said, this is what happens when TJ runs through with his shotgun. Just ends up with me. Oh yeah, there's another thing here, which is a supervillain's lair. So, and it actually is kind of gorgeous. I mean, there are other levels which are really pretty, but also dark and hard to see. I'll give you an example here. Solo. Let's go to Gravity Drive, where we will visit. Go on to the set of Event Horizon. Yep. Oh, and there's no gravity in here.
Hooray! This looks.
I bet I have to
tremendous.
have the gravity set. Well, at least the body parts are floating in midair for me now. Oh god. Talk about meat moss. Oh! Oh, I actually have to go down that way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. There it is. If you remember from the film. This is... Yep, if you remember from the film Event Horizon, you know what this is.
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Poor baby bear. It's obviously not on because there's no black hole in there. And all these points here. Is the meat grinder in here? Yeah, there it is. Things really went badly for the people here. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is where you have to set off the explosives.
And yet it still looks somehow a little bit more pleasant than actually watching Event Horizon.
I will say, Event Horizon is one of my favorite horror movies. I just wish they didn't cut. Let's see, can you see Neptune? I think that's Neptune over there. Although Neptune, this is supposed to be closer to Neptune. Can I go in there? Yes, I can.
Event Horizon is one of the few horror movies that's unsettling to me, even having seen it even now.
Oh yes, this is the airlock where Justin gets caught. Yeah, Slosh-O-Matic. Look, you really have to find your equipment here. Oh god. Thankfully, I'm not going to try and clean this place yet because you apparently have to clean this place without even gravity helping you.
Man.
Oh, I have gravity in here. Sorta. I guess I have gravity boots. Oh. Well, that's not a message. I saw a message in here, but I guess I missed it.
It was down this way.
It was down here somewhere. Oh, back to the gravity drive. Yeah.
It was actually like right in this.
So, anyways, thanks for. Oh, there it is. No, not the chips. I've never really liked Fatso chips. There's the gun. There was no gun in. Was there a gun in Event Horizon? Oh, they had the nail gun. No, there was a nail gun. Remember?
Which was terrible.
That's what he broke the window with it. It was a rivet gun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Those of you who are watching us. No one asked any questions, which is sad. But you know, you gotta entice people to doing that. We will see you next week. I'm gonna try and find a game that's a little less disturbing than this. Oh, there's a gun, but I can't use it. Nope, I can only hold it. Oh well. And these cracks here. That's Lawrence Fishburne right here. Anyways, thanks for watching. We will see you next week.